Now let's take a look at this figure 21-45 in Stallcup's Designing Electrical System book, volume 2. And we're dealing with wiring and equipment installed above the class 1 locations in accordance with 511.7 A and B. Now notice there's two areas that we look at. We look at the 18 inches above the floor, and if you do not change the air 4 times per hour, then it's considered a class 1 division 2 location. Then you need to be above the 12-foot lane there where your lighting fixtures are shown. Or you have to have your totally enclosed switches and lights in accordance with 511.7 B1 little b, as you see with those arrows pointed to the switch and to the lights. And then of course you have the 18 inches now from the ceiling if you have gas and vapors and things that could rise up toward the ceiling that you have to consider. So these lighting fixtures you see, if they're below the 12 foot, then they need to have the totally enclosed switches and lights. Now, you have to have a class 1 division 2 fixture if you had those fixtures when the 18-inch rule. So you can see these lighting fixtures are below the 12 foot, but they're beyond the 18-inch area. So you just have to have them totally enclosed switches and lights in accordance with 511.7 B1B. Now the wiring methods you could use in the non-hazardous area that's above that 12 foot and below the 18 inches, notice the laundry list you have. Rigid metal conduit, it's just got a low, and we use a lot of EMT up in that area, and they also use other types of wiring methods that you see here, MC cable. There's just a laundry list there that we could use. And we would find that in 511.4, these wiring methods. So you have to watch those hazardous areas that could be considered class 1 division 2. And you can read all about it to make sure you conform with the code by reviewing 511.3C through E. And you can get a good feel for that. But just typically speaking, if I walk into a garage, I'm looking at the 18 inches above the floor. Do they have ventilation changing the air 4 volumes per hour? And up at the 18 inches at the roof, I look to see if my gas or vapor, whatever it may be, rises. And I go to NFPA 497. I would review table 4.4.2 and all those garage type hazardous chemicals, gases, and vapors that could be there are listed in that table. And it will give you the upper and lower flammable limits. It'll give you the density of it. Does it settle in the 18-inch area or does it rise? All that will be listed there for your review. And notice that table contains it all. And then you just go to the chapters to do your classification. And again, remember, the NEC does not classify. It just lets you know that you have a problem. Then you'd go to NFPA 497 to start with and look at your table 4.4.2, collect your information there, and then since it's a garage here, we would look at 511, Article 511, and go look at 511.7 A and B, as well as 511.3C through 3E. And I think that pretty well covers where you would have wiring and equipment installed either below or above the 12-foot rule, and then watch your 18-inch rule from the ceiling, and then the equipment that you install that would be below the 18-inch area would be class 1 division 2 equipment selected from 500.7, or you change the air 4 times per hour. Now I think that pretty well illustrates what this figure 21-45 is illustrating to the user of the NEC.